Hello everyone and welcome back to Stone Hearth, where our Hearthlings have set up a very basic little campsite down here, which we will hopefully be expanding on shortly. Now, let's just go ahead and check out our potter, refresh our memory on what exactly we can make right now. We're currently having our potter working on clay bricks, generally to try and help them level up. And let's actually have a quick look at them and see how that is going. Character sheet. How far are you to your next level? You're actually not far off. That's very, very good because you want more and more and more of these bins. And also some of the large pots, I suppose. I mean, I could use some of the ones we've already got, but well, we'll wait on those. Now, let's have a look around here. There are bound to be plenty of items. Can be harvested for healing herbs. That's actually pretty nice. Can be harvested for prickly pears. Well, in that case, let's go ahead and bring that over here. We want to get a little collection of flora that we can use for just getting bits of food, bits of flax or thatch, as the case may be. Small cacti, little wild cactus there. Sure, we'll bring this one over. I'll just give people an order or two just to bring them over here, and then we can just completely we can continue to harvest from them as time goes on, which will be very, very useful, I think. We'll just grab a couple. Can be harvested just for seeds. Fair enough. In that case, if we can only harvest it for seeds, I may as well just get over there and go ahead and collect it myself. So let's go ahead and just set those up to be harvested. Right, now then, I believe the Bubbles has finally potter level 2. Marvelous. And max 10 health. Now this is actually something worth bearing in mind. Every time they level up, they get a little bit more health. So it actually does pay, even if you don't want someone to have a job permanently, to get them to do that job at all times. Just lots of different jobs over time, whenever you can spare the time for them to do it, since it will level them up and then give them more and more health over time, which will eventually work out quite well for us. I would like, well, how much can this hold exactly? Let's have a quick gander. It can only hold 12 items, so, well, you know, then given that, it is probably best for us to have our mason work on a chest, if we can do that. Doesn't look like that is going to be the case for now. We need to get them leveled up a little bit more. So let's have a look at things that we could have them do that would be useful, if nothing else. We can make some decorative items just for the sake of selling later on. Sure, let's make some simple stone garden lanterns. Go ahead and make me 10 of these, please, just for the sake of leveling up, if you could, because once we can get to these chests, as I've shown you in the last episode, that can hold 64. It can hold twice as much as the urns. Now, the urns are very decorative, so we will definitely be having those around, but for the time being, we're going to be focusing on a few other things. Now, I want at least 2 more ceramic supply basins. These are just grand. I really like them because they visually, a lot of the storages, anything that's got a closed top, you're unlikely to see what's inside it. But these, they can hold raw resources or food items, so on and so forth. They're a thing that your animals can eat from. I had a couple of people pointing out that, well, what I should do is make sure I have a little stockpile near anywhere where I'm gathering food, because otherwise my animals may starve because they can't get into a chest. Now, that is a really, really great bit of information, and it is very, very true as well. But, ooh, what? Eggs? What? Well, that's the first time I've seen that. Red orange. Ostrich. Red orange. Flightless avian who lays giant eggs. It eats a little bit of everything. Well, I mean, I suppose I will accept, I think. Can I harvest these? I can. I can harvest them for eggs. There we are. Mason level 2. That did not take much time at all. Well done indeed. Let's go ahead and just get a couple of chests then made right now. We know not, well, I'll let you finish making those. Again, they'll be useful for selling, if nothing else. But we're going to want probably, yeah, we'll just go straight down, barrel down and get five stone chests, please and thank you. We want a cook's spoon probably straight after that. Now, we are going to want this, and that's going to require level 3. We will want a knife when we get that. But for now, we'll go ahead and get a chef's spoon. That'll be very, very useful as well. Right, do we have the basins made? We have one of them. That is grand. I'll pop it over there. And again, this is a temporary thing for now, just to help us out. What I'll likely have is stone placed in this basin, just so that it's nice and close by for our crafter. And that'll be very, very nice. Down here, I would like these to all be harvested repeatedly and just replanted wherever possible. That way we can keep a nice bit of influx. We've got chickens over here. Oh my lord, this is amazing. We've got poyo nests, or poyos rather. They are not chickens, they are poyos. Plump and tasty wildfowl. It eats a little bit of everything. We can tell it to be harvested. Or I can leave them out there, which I'm frankly much more inclined to do, since poyos and basically a renewable resource. They'll just keep laying eggs. It's going to be grand. We don't have to feed them, so it's fine. Right, over here we want this one to be for stones specifically. Now, the thing with these, they can only have one single item selected for them. You can be somewhat specific sometimes. For example, I could say charcoal, or I could say a specific type of stone, or a specific type of clay, but it'll still only be that item. Or I can just say refined metals, and then I'll include all of them. I can say animal parts, and it'll be a little bit of all animal parts, and it'll just be filled up as and when we can. That is fine for now. But what we really, really need to do is chest. There we go. We've got a couple of chests now. This is fantastic. Let's get a couple of these down around here. We will pop just 3 down here. There we go. And then we'll place some more elsewhere. Now, in terms of net worth, we can actually get someone else. We just need a bit more food. Now, the chests are different from the basins. The basins, as I've just mentioned, can only store one thing. The chests, not so. The chests can happily store quite a lot. We'll have one to store all wealth items, one to store all construction items, so doors and windows, furniture, defenses, decorations, and summon stones. I have no idea what a summon stone is. I'm sure it is something truly, truly marvelous. Tools and goods. We'll start plonking things in there. There we go. And it's the Iskender trading caravan returns. Very well. You got some clay. You got some wood. We actually don't need any of this specifically. I wouldn't mind selling all of these though, so sell all of those. There we go, making a bit of cash right there. I don't want to sell the wild cactus seed, and I don't want to sell our bow either, thank you very much. Perhaps I should buy some of the food though. Sure, we'll go ahead and we'll buy as much as we can of those. There we are, that's fine. Gotta grease the wheels, you know, gotta make it worth their while coming back here. We don't want them to think that all we want to do is just sell them stuff. I mean, realistically speaking, as long as they were getting a fantastic deal out of it, that would still be generally a positive for them. But let's be honest, we're not trying to give them an awesome deal. We're trying to give ourselves an awesome deal. Right, we will want one more thing. Sure, let's pop this one down here. And we'll pop some more clay in there. So we're going to have a lot more clay than anything else. We've already got tools and goods. We can have combat equipment over there if we want. And we don't want food and drink. Specifically, we want to leave that available for our animals to get to. I guess we could put down something like just raw resources, honestly, if we really wanted to. We just don't want clay or stone in there. So we could just turn those ones off, like so. And that way, well, that should all be fine. And we'll store clay and such. And stone in here if we haven't got any room in the bins. I believe the bins do take priority. Now, what we would like down here is raw fruits, cooking ingredients, prepared foods. We kind of want a little bit of everything. Right now, though, we want more meats than anything. That'll only grab raw vegetables. What we want is cooking ingredients, which should be all types of meat. So we'll go for cooking ingredients. Maybe we should get another bin ready for the raw foods. Now, unfortunately, I believe that they will perish if left out. That is not a great thing, to be certain, but it is what we're going to have to put up with, I'm afraid. We may also need to get out there and actually start slaying some of the animals, just so that we've got plenty of meat for our pets. And I'm going to be honest, they mean more to me. I'm sorry if that upsets anyone, but our pets' lives mean more to me than the lives of these poyos. Tragic though it is. I mean, I wouldn't just come out there and slay them if there was no good reason. But there is a good reason, and that is we have foxes who are going to go hungry without the meat. So let's slay some of them. Not all of them though. That would be silly. That is not how you preserve the food. That's how you quickly run out. There we go. We'll move that down there as well. So we've got that all the time. And these nests should be okay. Loot item. Claim this item for your town. Small pasture bedding. I would kind of... Yeah, I want the pasture bedding. No, I don't. I wanted to leave it there. No, stop. Cancel. There we go. Invaders approaching. Ha! You fools! How on earth did you get up there, though? But they're not going to be any problem for us, thankfully. They're far, far too far away. There we go. That should do. Do we have any other seeds that I can place down? A wild cactus seed. Sure, let's pop another one there. There we are. And we'll have another bin. We'll just pop it over there. It doesn't really matter too much where our food is all right for the time being. But the main thing is that we have food available for our animals to go to. Now, I believe... as much as people were saying you can't hunt with a bow, I believe this is exactly how you hunt with a bow. As it happens, you designate the creature to be hunted, and then your peeps will go out there and hunt. Can I loot those eggs? No, I cannot. Oh well, that'll have to do. But for the time being, I don't believe that our warrior will in fact go out there and slay them, which is a bit of a shame. I'll have to designate that to happen specifically, which is easy enough to do. You can just grab the standard, and tell them, I think if I just tell you to go up there, you should attack them because they've been designated to be hunted in an area where you're going to be walking, and that is enough for you. But there we go. I think that is enough for the time being for us to be okay. I could carve off the topsoil of a couple of areas to get some thatch, which might be worth doing, but for the time being, I think we're gonna try and not be too excessive with giving everyone orders, because that is how nothing ever gets done. It's like in Oxygen Not Included, or any game where you can give priority commands. If you give everything a priority of 9, then nothing ever gets done. No, that doesn't work. Okay, well, what I would like you to do then, kill the chicken. No? Please? I super duper want you to murder one of the chickens. Kill it. No. Oh, well, okay. I guess not. I guess that's not going to happen. We need someone who can use a bow quite badly. Alright then. Well, I'm going to allow people to just, as time goes on, bring in all of these items. Whilst all of that's going down, yes, it's time for us to build our first building. I promised that we would, and that is a promise I intend to keep. So, design buildings. Now, the first building that we're going to have is going to be a bit of an inn, really. I want enough bedrooms of a decent size for about 6, maybe 8 individuals, and possibly have a general eatery. That's the primary thing I want. Maybe a little bit of storage would be fine, but I want a fairly large first building. So let's start as we mean to go on. So we're going to want walls, and it makes sense for us to build out of clay. The wall should be clay. Let's go with, yeah. Well, I think that one should look quite nice. We'll have probably raffia for the columns. And finally, for the floors, I would like... Let's go for wood. Yes. Yes, we'll have this there. We'll give a little bit of room. And bring this out to... 8 by 10 is a reasonable size, but let's just go a little bit larger. Let's give people a decent bit of room in there. Maybe even a 10 by 10. You know what? I'm not big on squares though. So let's make this a 12 by 10. That should be a large enough room for anyone. I'm going to sink it down so that it is level with the floor, or should I not? Should I perhaps, in fact, build this up on some sort of stilts? We could do that. That wouldn't be a terrible idea. Can I specifically make the floor larger? No, it doesn't look like I can. That's a bit of a shame, but I think, yeah, we'll have this one on the ground floor for now. Right, I'm going to go ahead and lay out the initial couple of rooms on the first floor, and then we'll start thinking about decorating them. Okay, there we go. That's going to be our initial floor plan. 6 bedrooms, maybe 7. This could be used as a storage though, but I'm thinking that it's probably going to be a 7th bedroom as well. Now, the way that we're going to decorate this, we're first going to want doors, and I intend to put the basic decorations in initially. We're not going to go too full on though with those decorations. Let's have a red clay door somewhere around here. Sure, I have one there. We might alternate them a little bit. I have one around here as well. Have a blue clay door about there. We'll have that one just right up against the side. I'll have a red one. We could even have a green clay door over here. I like it. Yeah, sure. Let's put a little bit of character in here. I'll have a red door there, and then finally another blue door just sunk into the wall right there. They don't all have to be perfect. I want this place to have a bit of character to it. I might even move this one along a little bit. Let's sink that one down there instead. There we go. We don't want it to be all regimented. Down here though, well, we could even go for a stone door if we really wanted to, but let's keep it with clay for the time being. I think I would prefer that. We'll pop a little clay door in there. So that'll give us, oh wow, we must have gotten another thatch from somewhere to, oh of course, yes, because we were harvesting some plants, we've managed to get another training dummy up and running. That's marvelous. I like that a lot. Right, next up, so we've got the doors in. Let's pop down some of the furnishings. At the very least, I would like beds. Can I get beds at all? That would be, oh, that's decoration. We want furniture. Let's go over there. We could go for stone beds and then upgrade them later on, but I think we'll go with just the basic clay sleeping spots because we can quite literally upgrade those later on. So we don't need to worry too much about that. We'll have one there. Sure, we'll have another one there. And we'll have this one around on the side. Give a little bit of room on either side just so that people can move around. We'll have this one just kind of tucked in the corner there. This one can be... Honestly, this one could be on the same wall as the door, just to make things a little bit different there. And then this one can be just tucked in there. There we go. Bit of character to everything. I like it. We're going to want some windows. Now, I really love the windows for Raised Children. These are fantastic. Let's try and have the windows... Should we have them facing out or in? There's a little bit of a question, that. These are glorious windows, though. These are nice and tall as well. So we could have... perhaps one there, maybe, or perhaps on the side over here. I do find myself kind of struggling with not making these symmetrical. When it comes to windows and doors, I do like their placement to be a bit more symmetrical. Otherwise, in the same room, that is. Obviously, different rooms, different rules. But within the room, I like them to have some sort of reason to it. That would actually cast some nice shadows. We could even have two side by side to create that kind of effect. Or, if we wanted to just slide that over a little bit, we could then slide these both over. Oh, come on, there we go. And have them a little bit, well, actually, no, that kind of then sits in the right spot. We want the windows to be reasonably high, though, so that we can let in let out the warm air and let in the cool air as we go. This one, maybe... Well, we're just going to have to suck that one up, I'm afraid. We'll just have to have those in the corner. Now, over here, we're not going to put any windows on that wall specifically, for a reason that will become evident pretty soon. There we go. That should be quite nice. We're also going to want plenty of windows out the back for the same reasons, more or less. There we are. And down here as well. And once again, have them more or less in the right place. Over here, we're going to want a few windows for you, but we're going to go for the nice tall windows back here, I think. There we are. That's wonderful. And the same down here. Now, in the future, I may well do most building off camera, but for the first build or two, that I figured that it might be nice to actually have that included in the video. Let's rotate this around. There we go. That's a bit better. I like that a little bit more. So there should be plenty of cool air coming in here. We're going to pause it now because I've actually been working on the build for a little while and I'm worried about everything else that's going on. What other furnishings do we want to place in each room? Is there actually much that we can do for them? I imagine there is. We could have storage and decorations, that sort of thing. Can we have unfired clay vase? Oh, I mean, that's not bad. A golden clay planter. What's involved in a golden clay planter? I don't know yet. So we might leave that one for the time being. Right, over here, the wall down there. We want to do something a little bit better over here. Let's think of how would we put those? Could we have these aligned properly? We sort of can. What about these? Okay, I can see what we can do here. We'll have... Can I place these on top of each other? Please tell me I can place them on top of each other. Otherwise, that's just not going to work. Well, poop. I really had hoped that I'd be able to build these up and have them kind of sat between each other. But that doesn't look like something we're going to be able to do. And that does make me actually quite sad. I'll be honest with you. But alright, that's the way it's going to be. It's the way it's going to be. We'll just do something like this for now. I had really hoped. Maybe once they're built, I'll be able to build on top. Now, these are effectively decorations, so I could perhaps place those later. On the off chance that I can place them better later on, we will forego placing these down. But what I would like is like a wall made out of them. Especially with these panels with the lovely gaps in them. I think it would really look very, very attractive. Okay, so why have I left these two conspicuous alleys? Well, we are going to be building some stairs. So let's go ahead and grab clay probably, because there isn't really much you can do here. But we'll go with... Let's have a nice dark copper canyon. There we are. And we're going to want it to be going up in this direction. Can we expand this out at all? Because ultimately I do want it to be reasonably tall. Let's plonk that there. There we go, that's a bit better. And then just expand these out like so. And then up on the next tier then we should... Can I lift it? Is it possible to rise it at all? No, I can make it lower. Alright, well that's fine. We can always place a floor up there and build out from that direction. That shouldn't be a problem, especially because we know exactly what kind of block we're going to be dealing with. So let's just use this. There we go, and then we can just draw these out like so to create a platform for the next tier. Now I'm going to want to double click on this, make sure this is considered a roof. For all intents and purposes, that is a roof. It's just a roof. For this level, it'll also be a floor for the level above. But I would like to paint these a little bit. So let's go for Oasis, Oasis Dark, Oasis. Let's have something like this going up. I think that would be lovely. And then we can have just a little landing like that, perhaps. We may even have a separate floor on that level that will be over the top of this. So this will just, for all intents and purposes, be a wall at that point. In fact, we might want to change it to a wall. Now, the way you can tell, you may have noticed when I set the wall, it's got this green arrow. That's which direction should it be sliced off when you're viewing. So right now, when I'm viewing it like this, that wall isn't there. So let's cycle it around. So this is the front, and every other direction is now the back, and it disappears. So yeah, that's the way we want that wall to be viewed. Okay, I'm happy with that. We might even extend this out, make it look like there's a little tiny bit of a carpet just coming down there. We can perhaps even have a dark tone going all the way up. I actually think that's really, really lovely. We'll in fact go all the way down like this. Oh, that is perfect. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, we're going to do the same on the other side, and I will bring you back when I have laid out the rooms for the next tier. Because this is going to be a 2-story building. Ah, we're going large. We're not gonna faff around with the small building off the bat. No. We're just gonna set a building together that's probably gonna take all of my people more time than they're gonna be alive to build. Huh. Okay, there we go. Now then, I'm just going to carve a little bit of a hole here. Just to give a nice little bit of a feature to the area down below. And we'll paint this out so that it's got less of a harsh outline. There we are. Perfect. Now, I've gone ahead and I've set up the basics for this area. My idea would be that this is a sort of combined cooking, maybe a couple of other workshops perhaps, something along those lines, but generally speaking, this might even be the town centre up on this area with some seating and general niceties around here. We probably will have some of the cooking stalls across there, maybe even herbalists over there. Who knows? Probably just the cooking, though, if I'm perfectly honest. Now, we wanted to be rid of this wall in particular. Let's just go ahead and get rid of the whole thing. We don't need this wall to be there. I don't want the wall in the way. That being said, I kind of like the idea of having some sort of columns in a sense. So you may find it a little bit harder to see, but I've split the walls along this divider down there. So let's go ahead and just dig in a hole there and out, and then perhaps something like this to give us a nice little bit of space there. And then the same down here, just dig it back, and then one across, and then over here two across. That gives us a nice little pillar, a nice little column to justify the roof being supported. There we are. That should look okay. I may add some blocks on the outside just to give a bit more of a dimension to it, because I'm not a massive fan of just square blocky buildings. Though I will say in advance, as I play the game, I will get better with the building. Right now, I'm still very much learning what is possible. I'm perhaps being a little bit adventurous, considering I really don't know what is possible. But that said, I do like the idea of having more interesting builds, let's say. We will have, sure, we're going to pop this there. We'll have this then connect the two. Then perhaps something similar over here. Yes, actually, that works out really, really well. I approve immensely. Let's get, oh well, as soon as the save is done there. And these will be the banister rails for the stairs down there. We don't want our halflings falling down the stairs. That would be pretty awful if you ask me. I would not rate this kitchen come initial bedding area come possibly town centre very highly if every time I visited I was afraid I was going to fall down the stairs. Not even once, no. In fact, we can just go ahead and do that on that side just to give it a little bit of a more distinct look to the sides. Ah, that actually looks wonderful. I like it. I like it. I'm not entirely sold on having this this flooring, but I think we can live with it for now. We will probably have something similar outside, honestly, but maybe a little bit further apart as a general rule. And these ones I am willing to put in to start with, simply because I feel that this would be part of the build. They would be, these would be there from the beginning. We'll bring this along like so. And yeah, sure, it looks reasonably good in my opinion. Have that there. There we go. And the same over on this side as well. There we go. Now over here though, I would like them spread apart a little bit more. So I think every other spot, well actually that said, let me go ahead and move you across and we'll have this one in there. Yeah, I think that is a nicer pattern for a longer wall. In my opinion, that makes that breaks the wall up a lot, and I like that. Okay, that's less good because it's kind of awkward in the middle there. I guess I could do something like this. I could have 3 of them. Sure, okay, it breaks the pattern up a bit, and I'm all for that, frankly. I'm not a big fan of having a very long wall like that, just the same pattern over and over and over again. You kind of get blind to it after a while. You need a little bit of dissonance here and there just to give your brain something to think about. There we are. And one there as well. This is going to be a big build. This is going to take a while for my halflings to finish working on, and I'm sort of sorry, but not really. We will, of course, have banisters down here as well, because we don't want them falling in here either, because once again, pretty low ratings. No one would want to come and down here. Actually, you know what? I take that back. There's got to be a little bit of danger. What is life without a little bit of risk? You can just stand there and peer down. We might even have some torches or something. It'll be lovely. And out here we can have the eateries themselves. Now, the big thing here is I'm going to want this room to be fairly well ventilated. If this is where most people are eating, we will. I'm really starting to think it would be nice to have the flag up here. Maybe the fire as well, so that people will linger up here. I could even have the fire. Oh, I could have the fire there. Perhaps even under this arch. Oh, this arch is becoming even more grand now. I might need to do something very specific. Maybe bring the roof forward. Ooh. Oh, this is the problem with this game. I start thinking of one design, and then halfway through I realize all of the amazing things that I could do. Well, I'm going to bring you back when I've finalized probably the roof and maybe what I'm doing with this arch, because there's almost certainly going to be a lot of umming and ahhing as I change my mind, and I don't want to inflict that on you at all. So I will see you in a few moments. And there we go. I think those roofs actually look really, really well. I think they work fantastically well together. They do overlap a little bit on the inside, as you can sort of see, but I'm not sure that there's much we can do about that. I can probably paint it, actually. You know what? Yeah, sure. Let's make this better by just a little bit of paint. What color we got there? Raffia. We want to go for raffia then. So grab raffia, and we should be able to just fix up this roof design in here such that it no longer looks quite as out of place. I mean, it does make sense that there would be that these beams would be supported over there, but still I kind of think that I would prefer if they weren't this weird kind of checker kind of pattern inside here. I will never look in here except right now, but right now is good enough for me to waste a bit of time fixing it. I know I've got a problem. My only hope is that enough other people have the same problem that they find it endearing rather than just mind melting. That is literally the only thing I can do is hope for that. Let's fix all of this out there. Now again, as I was mentioning, this is still a much more blocky build than I would like. But I've not been playing this game for nearly long enough to have a good handle on the building system. So I'm actually fairly content with this as far as things goes. Maybe a couple more windows down the bottom there on the lower level. That actually might be well worth it. Let's zoom on down. Just add in a few more windows here and there just to make this place look a little bit more well aired. I feel that would probably be fairly important to everyone here. In fact, actually 3 there works really well. There we go. That works very, very nicely. And then creates a very nice little end point there. We won't have any windows behind the stairs. That is a bridge too far, in my opinion. Just having windows everywhere we can pop them in the rooms that actually exist seems to me a pretty solid way to go. We won't have any there because, again, I would like to put some sort of fencing there. Now, this is a big build, and it is such a noob mistake in almost any game. I can't imagine that this one is any different. To go for a gigantic build right off the bat before you've actually got any of the other infrastructure you're going to need in place. I don't care. And the reason is because it's too easy for me to just let them live like this forever. And then maybe I'll make a house eventually. I'll make a mason's house, and it'll be for the mason. And that one person out of like 18 has a house. This way, at least, we'll get a couple of people with a roof over their heads and an actual crafting space, and we'll put everything we can towards it. Now, what is this going to be called? Town Hall, I guess. Later on, we can repurpose the buildings, the bedrooms, for other sorts of official things, or maybe we'll always have those as rooms. Maybe they could even become guest rooms. That is something you can do. I'm going to go ahead. We'll save it, I think. So save the building. Do you want to save the current building as a template? Yes, just in case any shenanigans happen, because I've spent a lot of time on this. Exactly an hour, actually, since the start of the recording. Now, it's going to take an awful lot. We've got 146 pieces of furniture, 24 logs, 8 stone, and only 34 clay needed for this. That's actually not bad at all. 34 clay bricks. Yeah, we can get that doing. We need a lot more wood. Logs, of course, but this is going to be a reasonable build. Let's set it in stone. There we go. That is now done. We're not going to be able to undo it. They're going to get to work, hopefully, building that right away. Oh, what's the problem? Already there is a problem. What is the problem, though? It's probably just letting me know that, yeah, we haven't got all of the stuff that we're going to need. Well, if we have a look over here, they should have already been given jobs. There we are. They've been given all of the work that they need to do. Now, some of that they're not going to be able to do. And that is, for example, gathering logs or gathering stone. That's not something they can just make more of. We are quite far away from food, which is a little bit worrying. The Ishkenda trading caravan returns with more things. Even more, really? I mean, I'm pretty happy with this. Sure, let's sell some things. I've got some skulls. I'm happy to sell those. Some bones. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. A chunk of brown coal. I could sell that if I really wanted to. Cactus flowers. Yeah, you can have those. We've got some eggs. I mean, no. I could sell this, actually, for 10 gold. That's not bad. Alright. Let me just get that down there so I can have a wee look. We could get another practice sword. Don't need one, though. The logs, though, that's not necessarily a bad idea. The coarse fiber bundle, rough and itchy. Not exactly what we want when we're actually hungering, so we're just going to buy as much food as we can, which will hopefully be stored away as soon as possible. Now, there are plenty of trees around that we can go and gather, and that's not going to be too much of a problem. I'm going to leave them designated. Eventually, someone will get to that. Now, there we go. As I mentioned, in the future, I will probably cut out a decent chunk of me building, because it is a lot of umming and ahhing, but I would actually really appreciate your input on that. Is it something that you'd like to see? Or would you prefer me go with my original plan of just cutting the majority of the building work out? It does get a little bit samey after a while. Once you've seen someone build a basic room once, you've probably seen them build a basic room 1,001 times. But for the larger builds, certainly, there's more to be seen there. Or was the way that I cut the building here a reasonable balance, where I'm showing the sort of snapshot of the design process, where I'm talking aloud about what I'm trying to build, what function I want the build to have, and then I just go away and lay down the initial rooms. We're probably never going to do the majority of the decorating during the building phase, because I think that's something so individual. Where I can, I would like to give people who have a bedroom the things that they like in their bedroom. For example, if we have a look at Big Al over here, we will see appeal. Big Al has certain things that Big Al just really loves. Loves iron barn hatches. Why? I've no idea. That's a very odd thing to love, Big Al, I'm going to be honest. However, cathedral arch chairs, now I can 100% understand the love of those. As far as saplings, you're pretty happy with the willow tree saplings. That's actually quite nice. And you like bird baths. Who doesn't, really? You dislike blue clay kibble balls. What happened in your past, Big Al? What terrible, terrible trauma did you suffer? I don't know. It's probably related to a pet that he just discovered one day face down in blue clay kibble bowl, and he's never been able to look at a blue clay kibble bowl the same ever since. I understand. It would probably affect me in much the same way, if I'm perfectly honest. Right, okay, so my peeps are going to get to work, largely just digging all of this up for a little while, but on the plus side, they are finding plenty of thatch. Now, I can try and help out a little bit. Right now, there's a lot of mining, and then there's only a couple of people who, well, actually, everyone we've got right now can build. But do we want everyone we've got right now to build? No. There's actually something we do want before that, and that would probably be down to Lady Wolfheart. Let me just have a quick look. You, Lady Wolfheart, can you be a cook? No, we needed to be a trapper first. Well, that sucks. We did sell the herbalist staff, to be fair, and that's on us, but we're going to need to deal with that one reasonably soon. The cactus flowers are pretty good for sale items. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let them get a little bit more work done. I am going to take some people off building and mining just so that we get a little bit more hauling done. Lady Wolfheart, I'd like you to focus on hauling for now. I feel that is going to be quite important. And Big Al, oh, I was about to say, Big Al, you can stop doing your job because there's nothing for you to protect from. The game knew what I was about to say. Well done, game. Alright then, Big Al, yeah, not exactly in the best way, I'm going to be honest. I'm a little bit concerned. Let's call everyone back to the town, and Big Al, I would like you to retreat. Retreat back to the town. Let everyone else help out a little bit. Got plenty of people here. Some of them even have tools. Most of them don't. But that mason's hammer, I can only imagine that that's going to do quite a lot of damage to something that is effectively a cactus. Big and spongy. Yep. Fantastic. Marvellous. I can just imagine you clobbering the cactus flesh off it. Though that is actually kind of really foul when I think about it. Not entirely happy with myself for that thought. But we did get some wood out of them. There we go. And you can get back to work. There we go. Let's get everyone back to doing their jobs. We've got things that need to be hauled, frankly. Just having a little bit of a chat about skulls. I mean, given what you just did, I suppose that does make sense in all fairness. But Big Al, we're going to need you to get up to the point that I can give you a bow so badly, so soon. We'll have to see about that one. But I'm going to let a little bit of time pass whilst people get to work digging out this area. I'll bring you back shortly. Oh, Bubbles just got to Potter level 3. Journeyman's knowledge. When inspiration strikes, the Potter may now craft an especially fine quality item. Well done, Bubbles. We barely had any time pass at all. So Bubbles is going to get back to probably just chopping up firewood and the likes, and we're going to get back to digging. We'll be done with this, some point this year, maybe. Probably not. Enjoying a nice meal. By a fire. Oh, this is fantastic. Good company, good noms. Well, actually not particularly good noms, more or less raw noms. But Big Al has been upgraded a little bit. We may even go for a bigger upgrade. You may notice down here, I've told Big Al to prefer dual wielding. You can tell him to prefer sword and board or two-hander, but dual wielding is the better one right now because we don't have any two-handed weapons or a shield. So, if we have a look in here, Big Al's current equipment, the practice sword gives 10 attack, and the stone hatchet gives +5. Now, the stone hatchet, a simple weapon for parrying and countering. It does actually come with a status effect. These are made by the mason. If we have a look at the stone hatchet, it inflicts the status slightly out of balance, which causes the enemy to do a little bit less damage. But we can also make a stone maul, the perfect tool for bludgeoning. It's only got 11 attack, but that is still 1 point more than we've got otherwise, and I'm fairly happy to go for that one. I want more items. Let's go for 10 of these. Let's get those crafting right now. Right, daily update. We're still quite low on food, but our net worth is going up reasonably fast, and there we go. Big Al immediately saw the opportunity for a better weapon. However, I don't believe Big Al dropped his practice sword. That might be just, you have to have that for them to be a footman. That's a bit of a shame, but it also would make sense since that would mean that they couldn't be left without a weapon if you took a certain weapon off them. They'll always have this. Oh, really? Now you have that there? I mean, I guess I accept, but still a little bit vexing, I will confess. Let's see. We could sell a number of things. We'll go ahead and start selling those straight away. We can't use the cook spoon for now, so I may as well get rid of that as well. So, yeah, I guess we should. I don't really want to get rid of it, but at the same time, no. We're going to get rid of these for now and use that money instead to purchase a shield. This way, Big Al is going to be a little bit more likely to survive a fight. So, Big Al, could you now go to sword and board? There we are. Hopefully, you can do that soon, reasonably soon, as soon as that is stored, perhaps. Maybe someone needs to put it into a storage chest before you care about it. We'll see. I would actually like you to stop storing these over there. Frankly, let's turn. Oh, there we go. Mason level 3. Happiest of days. Let's go ahead and turn off. Is this? No, that's bulk resources. We'll turn off other fuels. There we go. They should all be moved over there now. As you can see, work is coming along slowly. I'll be honest, quite slowly. But let's go ahead and have a look at what we can make now with our mason. Level 3 means we can build the mason's pedestal. Let's get that going. And, of course, a trapper's knife. This we need. Because without it, we can't make cooks. I really should just put down another cook spoon. I sold the last one because I needed the money. And also we weren't going to have a cook anytime soon. But now is a bit different. It is going to take them a fair old while to get all of this done, unfortunately, simply because there's a lot of stuff that they need to move over. But we have been pulling down any of the stones that we see, the little boulders here and there, and that's been helping out a fair chunk. It is going to take us quite a while to get everything done, though. However, that being said, I don't believe that we're actually missing anything. We've certainly got the stone, the clay bricks, the wood logs, so on and so forth. What we are going to need to be done is have all of these start to be made. Now, can we make them is the question. I believe we can. I believe Bubbles is more than capable of making everything that we wanted there. Wow, a porcelain wall lamp. That seems remarkably awesome. Now, a clay market stall is pretty good to have if we can put it together, since it will allow us to summon a trader to come say hello, and that will actually be well worth it for us. I've got to be honest. Potted cactus? Oh, really? That's going to be easy to set up. Oh, look at that decorative teapot. Tile wall mosaic. Oh, this is going to be grand. We're going to decorate this place to the nines. It's going to be absolutely fantabulous. I'm going to let you keep making bricks, though, for the time being, because we are going to need a lot of them, given enough time. Now then, Big Al, could you not do jobs for now and just focus on hauling? Aw, that's actually incredibly cute. Befriended by Bubbles, but talking to Big Al. Big Al seemed like they needed a bit of a cheer up there. There you go, Big Al. Don't you worry. Right, good. We're moving the food across. That was actually a bit of a concern. I will be honest there. Are there any good things we can get? We've got blue tulip cactus. I mean, that's not going to give us food, which is what I really want. Wild cactus. I'm fairly certain the blue tulip cactus doesn't. No, it's healing herbs. We need something that gives food. We've got desert truffles. I mean, that does count, but it's not quite what we want. We want something that will sustain us a little bit more actively. But it doesn't look like we're going to find much around. That is a bit of a pain. We really need that trapper's knife. Rather sharpish, I've got to be honest. Right, have we made it yet? I don't believe so. Let's have a quick look. No, we're currently waiting. Oh, of course, yes, we've got to place down the pedestal first. Let's get... Sorry, I have been told, I've been given an amazing bit of advice, and I agree. I agree. But controls, where are you? Let's find you. Rotate. Rotate. Raise camera. Just look for the actual hotkeys. Where are you? Rotate selection. Left, right, no. We want this to be... Press R for rotate. Yes. Unbind existing. There we go. We'll just rotate to the left. Always to the left. Now, I actually do need to go and have a look at where the town rally was. I should have done that one first, actually, but oh well. Bit of a derp there. Would it be down here, perhaps? I can always summon the whole town. There we go. We'll use T there. Currently set up to build a trapping zone specifically. We don't need that. There we go. Thank you so much for the suggestion. That is going to save my sanity, if nothing else. There we go. I can now rotate things. So happy. You've no idea. Right, down here, we are going to set up a trapping zone just as soon as we've got that all set up for ourselves. Look at Big Al. Big Al's health is starting to crawl back. I'm really happy to see that. Now, if we can just please get that going, I will be so fantastically happy with that. Are you nomming? Yes. Everyone's nomming. That's fantastic. Around just the kind of smouldering embers of last night's fire. You know what? I actually find that quite sweet. It's actually coming on towards sort of nighttime, so that's going to be lit again shortly. If nothing else, if we can get a trapper's knife together and actually set up a trapping zone, I will consider this episode a great success. And it looks like that is exactly what we're about to be able to do. So let's go ahead. Lady Wolfheart, I think it's going to be you. Since you've already got a decent amount of body. I mean, it could either be Plumber's Mac or Lady Wolfheart, but it's going to be Lady Wolfheart. Let's change jobs. There we are. And we're going to have you be a trapper. And eventually, you can be a cook. There we go. Let's see this all set up. Who's unhappy? Bubbles is unhappy. Gullum, stuff hasn't been turning out as I would like. Oh, Bubbles. We'll have a look at that in a moment. There we go. A little bit of flames. Why are you using logs instead of this? I have no idea, but okay. There we go. Lady Wolfheart is now a level 1 trapper. Speed up. Long walks have increased the trapper's foot speed. Marvellous, I must say. We're going to place down our little trapping zone over here, though, where it's nice And, well, actually, let's make it a little bit more central to it. Well, there instead. There we go. We're going to go for a massive zone. This should be good enough. We can only have small animals for the time being, but it's very wild. A veritable Garden of Eden, trappable animals everywhere. That's based on the fact that our trees. Trees count a lot towards the wildness of an area. Other plants and herbs and the like do also count to it, but trees, if you've just got a couple of trees, you probably have everything you need. And that is all well and good for us. Now, I would like a clay bin over here for animal parts, more than likely. We do have bins for the various cookables. And I can only assume that our foxes are happily eating. Yes, they seem fine. Actually, we can just leave those there then. We can just bring all the bits over. We've got chests for more or less everything we need. We're almost done with the floor. We've got a bit of wooden flooring yet to do and a bit more stone over here as well. But once we're done with that, we will start on the walls. Now, this is going to be a big project. We'll probably finish it in the next episode just due to time-lapse magic. But for now, I think we're going to wrap up the episode there. We will finish it off with a view of what will be our first building and an abode for everyone that we have currently, and probably everyone will have by the time that this building is finished. Although it is a large building, it shouldn't be a complicated building to make. And you know what? Although it is blocky, I don't know. It's kind of growing on me. I like it as a town center building. Yeah, I think we could have done worse for this, honestly. Now, the way we're going to probably build out in the future, again, I will learn as I go. And on that note, I would warmly welcome any suggestions, any links to any reference material that I could use to get a suitable kind of aesthetic going for this kind of a desert town that we're putting together. But that is going to be it from me. So until next time, and as always, do take care, everyone.